fans listen to Sports 1440 each and every day. On the radio, on the listening apps, on YouTube, and on social media. If you listen to Sports 1440 at work, well, maybe it's time to advertise on Sports 1440 at work. Grow your business, get your name out there. Shoot our ad team an email, gregor@sports1440.ca. Let's get to work for you.
When my husband and I said until death do us part, I never expected to find myself at the doorstep of divorce. I was facing an uncertain financial future, expensive lawyer bills, and most importantly, I was concerned for the well-being of my kids. My spouse and I turned to Fairway Divorce Solutions for help. Fairway walked us through a step-by-step process, allowing us to develop a clear roadmap to resolve financial concerns and provide a proactive co-parenting strategy. It helped us avoid chaos and courtrooms.
For a no-cost consultation, visit fairwaydivorce.com.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit FountainTire.com today.
A huge thank you for making Sports 1440 the most listened to sports radio station in Edmonton. From Gregor to Carius to Lowetide, we've got in-depth analysis on all your favorite sports. We are Sports 1440.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the two best names in the boots business.
What's some non-Nissan drivers here?
Nightmarish flurries out of the Northwest today, looking like a horror movie.
What Nissan drivers here?
It's a glorious day out there.
Get a Nissan Kicks S all-wheel drive for $398 monthly at 2.9% with $0 down. Built, tested, and trusted to conquer Canada's harsh winters. Visit Nissan.ca for details. 60 months, conditions apply.
Visit your local Edmonton and area Nissan dealer for more information.
He's the only person to win an arm wrestling contest with the Philly Fanatic. The Lowdown with Lowetide, now on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Welcome to the Lowdown. Today's show, this is BAM Wednesday. Oilers fly into Denver, and BAM, they play their best game of the year. Meanwhile, BAM, actual BAM, is actual fire for the Miami Heat on a memorable night. Plus, NFL free agency is wild and crazy. The Lowdown is brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. It's Truck Month featuring their best deals of the year. Ask about 0% financing plus extra discounts for Costco members. WolfGMCBuick.com. We are live on YouTube and Sports 1440 AM radio. We're on iHeartRadio, sports1440.ca, Radio Player Canada. After the show, we tweet it out on X. We're also at Apple and Spotify podcasts, and you can reach us anytime on Twitter at Lowetide, at Declan Krueger, Jay Fenwick 04, and Mac McLennan. Text us too at 833-401-1440. That's 833-401-1440. There's no excuses for not getting a hold of us. And we have Kevin McCertie coming up to talk about last night's game and what may come with the Edmonton Oilers. And he'll drop by at 1 o'clock today. It's time for the introductions, ladies and gentlemen. The one member of this panel who knows what research is, prepares for this show, and listens to it as it happens. I appreciate Mackenzie McLennan. Mackenzie, everybody.
Thank you. Your intros for me are so nice. It's always a huge compliment.
Karen made me stop being mad and mean to people. She did. She gave me this, you get more flies with honey speech. She didn't say that, but that was the idea. He is excited about Canada at the World Baseball Classic and is a brilliant researcher, so he can tell us the math behind Team USA advancing at the WBC. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Josh Fenwick. Josh Fenwick. Oh, yes.
Thank you.
What's the math on that,
So
Josh?
I believe it's if
I think
Mexico wins but scores if Mexico wins.
Do you want to start again because your mic wasn't on?
So I believe the math is if Mexico wins and scores 4 or less runs,
right,
then both them and Team Italy are in. However, if Mexico wins and they score 5 or more runs, then Mexico and the U.S. are in. And if Italy wins, then Italy and the U.S. are in.
All right. So if you're against the high-priced, entitled American baseball team making it to the next round, then what you want is a Mexico win for 4 or less runs.
Correct.
Right.
So Alejandro Kirk walk-off homer 0-0 game.
Yeah, I like it. All right. He is so excited about Bam and what Bam did last night. I'm tempted to call him Bam Bam. Don't worry. He's already ready for this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Declan Krueger. Declan Krueger.
Wow.
Bam.
I don't know if I've stopped smiling.
Man.
He dropped 83. We'll get in. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm just so excited for you because I saw you on Twitter and I knew you'd be excited. What time did you get to bed last night and how many times did you say Bam?
3 a.m. And I was up till 3 watching the highlights, just rewatching the highlights, going through the discourse on Twitter. I couldn't stop smiling. I was so happy. We'll obviously get into it with Duncan with Declan today. But I saw a couple tweets. And I'm going to talk about some of the numbers, and we'll talk about Kobe and Wilt's games as well. But I saw 2 tweets that I thought summed it up beautifully. If you see, actually, let me read this one first. Trying to discredit an 83-point performance in the NBA is crazy. More proof that people aren't watching sports for the love anymore. They watch to critique. And this one, a little bit harsher. If you see someone scored 83 points in an NBA game, and your first instinct is to try and make fun of the manner in which they did it, you're an effing loser. Could not agree with those sentiments more. It was 83 points in an NBA game. Like, at some point, you just have to say that was sick. And here's the thing. Like, if I'm playing ball and my teammate has 75, you are damn right I'm swinging him that pill so he can keep scoring. He was getting triple teamed in the backcourt, by the way.
Let me ask you though. I was reading online where Kobe fans were like, he should have left the court and left the record for Kobe. What the hell is that about?
Kobe fans are a different breed. Like, across all sports, all players, Kobe fans are ones where they feel like they have a real personal relationship with him. And I get, like, he did a lot for the city of LA. He was very synonymous with basketball. But it gets to a point where it's really weird. And things like that, where it's like, well, Bam should have checked himself out at 81. He should have only scored 80. Those are things that kind of make you think, like, oh, okay, really?
But I get being a fan, but the idea of all sports is to extend the past and it's like saying to Ovechkin, you're one behind Gretzky. Don't score that extra goal.
Yes, exactly. It's exactly right.
It's like, come on. Why do you play the sport? To be the best and the all-time best, and that is a legacy moment. Right.
We will remember this forever. People will always remember that where they were on March 10th. It'll be in the history books forever. Listen, they have video footage of Genghis Khan's birth, but we don't have any video footage of Wilt scoring 100 points. So as far as I'm concerned, this is the number 1 scoring game in NBA history, according to Declan's research and historical artifacts. It was incredible. We'll talk about it more in Duncan with Declan. Yeah, I made a fake Bam jersey.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Give the people a twirl, Deck.
Oh, yeah. There we go. And as he does that, we will begin to. That's lovely. That doesn't make homemade at all. That looks so real. Yeah.
Took me 4 hours.
So, Edmonton Oilers played, I think, their most complete game of the year. It was a filthy game. I don't blame Darnell Nurse. That was going to be a collision no matter what. I don't think it necessarily should have been a game misconduct. That for me was a hockey play, and they probably gave him too much, but a penalty was there for absolute certain. I thought the Oilers played well top to bottom. Now, some injuries for sure, Doc and Emerson, and we'll find out about both of those and Connor Ingram, although he went off under his own power, which is always a good sign. But for me, the McDavid. And Draisaitl and Nugent Hopkins and Hyman, the top lines played well. The third line played very well. They're getting it together. I thought Frederick played well too, and Savansky as well. The defensive core stayed together and kept it together. They were solid at 5-on-5 in the last 2 games. They have 4 goals, 5-on-5, and have given up 3, and that is news. There's a lot to work on, you bet, but they made mistakes. So did the Colorado Avalanche, and the Edmonton Oilers took advantage, enough of them, to be able to win a huge game. Now, Anaheim looks like they're gone for the division. That's fine. The Oilers don't look home and dry, but it sure looks a lot better with these first 2 games of the road trip. Just want to mention really quickly, I mentioned on the blog today as well, there's a tendency to, no matter what happens for the Edmonton Oilers, a large group of people gather around and critique everything. And I think maybe, as was the case when we were just talking about Bam a second ago, when we're so zealous to find fault and to point out what we know, I think we might miss the big picture. And I the only reason I say this is I don't want you to go through your whole life and I don't want you to go through your whole life and not appreciate Connor McDavid for what he is. You know, there was a time when pitchers pitched 30 complete games a year, and there, somebody, Steve Carlton would try for 30 wins in a year, and that doesn't happen anymore. And I miss that. And I wish somebody had said, enjoy this. So I'm telling you not to be rude and not to point out that maybe you're a little bit overcritical. I'm just saying, enjoy Connor McDavid. He won't come around again. He is unique as an athlete. Enjoy him. And if he doesn't, go to the right spot in coverage, well, baby, that's hockey. He's the best. Please appreciate him. All right. What did you guys think of the game? We'll begin with Declan.
Oh, yeah. So on a grander narrative scale, this was a game, and I went back and forth with someone on the text line. I forget who it was, but they had said, listen, they're going to come out hard. They're going to play. They got slack 9-1. Teams come out hard. And I said, well, they lost to Minnesota 5-2, then lost 7-3 the next game. So maybe we'll see. Mm-hmm. But that texter was right, and the Oilers did it. And like I said, from a narrative standpoint, this is a game that proves to me that they can, in fact, still win the Stanley Cup. Because it's let's not sugarcoat things here. We're 65 games into the season. They're 32-33. That's not great. But I've never been worried about the Pacific. Vegas doesn't scare me. Anaheim doesn't scare me. Seattle, I'm not worried about the Pacific. It's been about getting to the Western
You're afraid of Calgary.
Finals.
No, I'm
who isn't? Fire is pretty scary stuff. But get this win against Colorado. Granted, it's only one game where Nathan McKinnon didn't play a full period, but it's against a team that was 23-4-4 at home coming into the game. It's against the cream of the crop of the NHL. It's against a team that has unbelievable center depth, really unbelievable forward line depth, and the Oilers played their game. Now, McKinnon's ejection, I thought it was overkill. I didn't think it was 5 in a game. I actually thought now people might get mad at me for this. I've obviously watched it back numerous times. I actually thought McKinnon, at the angle he was coming at, I actually thought he was going to miss Ingram. Maybe I'm out to lunch there. I actually thought he was going to just kind of graze by him on the left-hand side there. Probably still would have cut through the crease, which I know you can't do. I thought Nurse was really the one who initiated the contact into Ingram, and McKinnon's speed was just too much to make up.
I don't think Nurse had time to think about that. I think he was trying to cover a little bit, and there was contact, but I don't think you can let McKinnon off the hook for that play. I do agree that a game of contact was a bit much.
And then obviously McDavid, his little touch pass to the spin to go on Top Ched's left side, it's just it's incredible. But moreover, and just to echo the sentiment one more time before we get to Josh McKenzie, this was a game that I think the Oilers really needed mentally. Like I said, they were 0-6 against those top 3 teams in the Central. They went out there in Colorado's barn, a place where, like I said, 23-4-4, and they got the win. Huge for the Oilers.
Josh.
So congrats to the Oilers.
But no one scored 83.
No one scored 83. This is true.
Hard to do in hockey.
Hey, they couldn't even get 8-3 for the total score. Couldn't be an 8-3 game.
So they're epic fail is what you're saying.
Epic fails.
Sure.
Epic fails. Only one guy had 8-3 in his stat line yesterday. That was Bam Adebayo. Anyways, I was telling Mackenzie, I said it personally because I did miss quite a lot of games when I was bartending because you can't really watch, you're busy. I think that's the best defensive game I've ever seen the Oilers play. They were in front of a lot of pucks. They were really determined to make sure that there weren't a lot of shots getting off, and if shots were getting off, they weren't high danger. Now, obviously, it wasn't perfect. There was 2 breakaways in the third where I was like, oh man, this could be a puck don't lie moment here. And Evan Bouchard stopped them both, so that was very impressive. McDavid's spinorama goal. He must have watched some Bam Adebayo highlights in the locker room between periods 2 and 3 before he put that sucker in. Was like, let me try a post move on these guys. So all in all, I thought it was a good win for the Oilers. There were so many times where I was like, man, the Avs are about to score here, and they didn't. And so also credit to Tristan Jarry.
Yeah, played well in the third and late in the second.
Also, I don't think McKinnon should have been ejected.
Yeah, I think that was a bit much.
Yeah.
Mackenzie.
Yeah. I think that was the best game we've seen the Oilers play all year. Nuge's best game all year as well. He was feeling it. And after that early goal by the Avs, you could kind of see the Oilers being a little bit deflated. And then McDavid just comes in and drives hard to the net twice and definitely got the energy up, obviously, by drawing that penalty early as well. The big boys came to play. Like, they weren't messing around. So I really like that from them. Szymanski had a really strong game as well. He was winning a lot of one-on-one battles, which I really, really like to see. Frederick kind of finding his role here. You have to...
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yep. And then also the Savoy, Dickinson, Kapanen line had an expected goals against of 0.03.
Love it.
Which, unreal.
Is that good?
Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Love
that's
it.
real good.
And Dickinson
cool.
had a very strong game as well. I noticed kind of a lot when the Oilers were getting hemmed in, especially that line. It was him taking control and getting the breakout. So, very fun game.
Yeah, it was. Nurse with Murphy, 7-10 they played together, 3-1 shots, 61% goal share. Nurse with Bouchard, 346, 2-0 goals, 87% expected goals. And Nurse Emerson, 431, 2-2 shots, 0-1 goals. It went in. It was a tip shot, 68% expected goals. People are down on Nurse. He had a really good game at 5-on-5. I thought the Edmonton Oilers, full measure, they needed that win. They needed a win. Now they go to Dallas, and you don't want to drop the ball. If you lose to Dallas, that's fine. But you got to win the St. Louis game. You'd like to come home 3-1. All right, very briefly, because I want to get a couple of things in here before we take a break. NFL free agency is going nuts. We're going to talk about it at 12:20 on Rumors. Kenneth Walker, DJ Moore. Who else is a player who's won because of where they've gone and the amount of money they're going to make? Anybody that we can add to Walker and Moore?
It's a really good question.
One where they've went. Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you want to go to the Ravens now after kind of the stuff they just pulled. Yeah, but Trey Hendrickson he'd be a good answer.
We'll get into that, but so they made the trade and then he failed, or did they just decide not to do it?
So someone told me he failed a physical. I didn't actually see that anywhere. What I had read was that the Ravens just got cold feet about the deal, which kind of seems more apropos the way the news came out and the way the statements came out from both clubs.
So I read there was like concerns that arose during his physical. That was per Dan Grazzino at ESPN, I believe. I only really caught the headline. I was a little caught up doing some other things. But yeah, that's what I read, was that they had some concerns when they did the physical, which is like, you're trading for a guy that had surgery. Connor and Brandon brought it up a bunch on Fantasy Frenzy. There's health concerns. Then there was people texting us that, like, they said short term it looks like it'll be fine, but long term it'll be bad. Like, this is an NFL player. Everything on the physical that says long term should be bad.
Yeah.
Like, they're hitting the schnoz out of each other every Sunday.
Yeah. It's not. These are not golfers.
No.
Greg from Donsdale says 42.5 rule says when an injury to the face or head of an opponent at a game misconduct shall be assessed. It doesn't say may be assessed. So once again, the refs call it right from Triple G. Okay. So I really briefly just want to talk about Canada. They've got a big game today at the World Baseball Classic. I'm so cheering for them. I would love to see it. I've been a fan of Canadian baseball forever. Larry Walker went from being a backup goaltender for the Regina Pats to a Hall of Fame ball player with the Expos and then Colorado. And, when I was a kid, Claude Rameau was the closer. I don't know if they called him that back then, for the Montreal Expos, the expansion team the first year. And so this is a great moment. And Josh Naylor seems to be keeping his hat on. Otto Lopez playing well. I don't know if they're going to win today, but it set it up for a great one. And then the Americans, who they were dressing a lot of guys who weren't, like Paul Goldschmidt played over Bryce Harper. I don't think they were. It sounds like the manager didn't actually know the rules. So now they've got to wait on Mexico, Italy, and we'll see. And how about the Italians? Are they taking shots of coffee, or are those just like, tequila or whatever they're going for? I wonder, because Pasquantino, when the game was over, he came into the clubhouse and said, "Where the bleep is the wine?" And I feel like the Italians are on just like a 2-week buzz here.
Legends. Brandon Connor also brought this up on Fantasy Frenzy, is that the number of actual Italian, like real Italian people that have like lived there their entire lives, born there, is like 4. There's like 4 guys on the roster that are actually Italian, and then there's a Canadian guy and a bunch of Americans and all this stuff. But Nonetheless, they're supporting they're playing for Team Italy. So there's huge props to them, and I hope they enjoy their wine, because I would love nothing more than to see the U.S. not make it.
They'll never do better than the Czechia guy who's the plumber who throws like 68.
Electrician, come on.
Electrician, sorry. They're both high-end jobs. They make a lot of money doing it.
They sure
do. And he comes in with his 68 mile an hour palm ball. And he strikes out Ohtani. Oh my God, that's baseball. I love it so much. Okay, on the way we have rumors. Kevin McCertie will join us at 1:00 today. Lots of your comments. You're on fire today, and the text line will have that. Declinations today. I'm telling you what. If it's not about Bam, I'm leaving. But I assume Declinations will be about Bam today.
Oh, it most certainly will be.
Can you
It was
do
dunking with Declan anyway. Now it's only going to be about Bam.
All right.
This was history. This was 83 points in an NBA
it's
game.
Amazing. So as I say the extra and we go to break, can you stand up and do a little pirouette for everybody just so they can see how good you look? Because that's a great look. All right. Coming up, rumors, it's 12:17. This is the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Need a new ride for road trips, errands, or just life on the go? Go Auto offers a massive selection with over 15,000 new and used vehicles to choose from. With over 70 locations across Western Canada, finding your next ride has never been easier. Whether it's a roomy SUV for the family, a sleek car for the open road, or a rugged truck for your weekend adventures, you'll find it here at a price you'll love. Explore thousands of vehicles today at goauto.ca.
Actions speak louder than words. Japa Machinery Group puts your construction plan into action with XCMG construction machinery you need. Available for rental or sale. Learn more at japamachinery.com.
I'm tired of waking up tired. Waking up tired. Waking up tired. Are you tired of waking up tired? Come visit our sleep experts at the Brick Mattress Store. Get Canada's guaranteed lowest prices on all things sleep. Plus, try your new mattress for 6 months. If you don't love it, we'll find one you do. Some conditions apply. Stop waking up tired. Get the right mattress, guaranteed. Only at the Brick Mattress Store.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440. River Cree is the place for all your favorite sports. River Cree Resort and Casino, featuring UFC action and boxing live on the big screens at Tap 25, the MVP of sports bars, and in the Center Bar. Plus, catch all the biggest games, every goal, every slam dunk. River Cree is also home to the Twin Rinks, where rec hockey and community teams come to play. Public skating available. Details at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Does your bank do local? We do. When you bank with Vision Credit Union, you're banking with a rural Albertan cooperative that cares about the community where you live. There's no question. We actively support our rural communities at the local level through charitable donations, volunteerism, local team and event sponsorships, and by returning millions in profit shares to our members every year. Does your bank do that? We do local. Bank with Vision Credit Union. VisionCU.ca.
The Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Author, musical connoisseur, sports know-it-all. Yes, a man for all seasons.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
It's the Lowdown on Sports 1440 for Wolf GMC Buick. Another gorgeous spring day. I don't think we'll hit 20 today, but it's very nice. Another great day. Winter's over. No need to worry about that. It's time for Rumors, brought to you by Great Canadian Solar. Great Canadian Solar has been helping homeowners and businesses harness the power of the sun for 15 years. Invest in solar and yourself. GreatCanadianSolar.com. Did you see the story about that guy who rubbed lemon juice on his face and thought he was invincible?
It's an old story, but yeah, I've seen it.
Have you seen that thing? What are people? How are people reaching these conclusions now?
I don't know. My brain is fried enough, though, that when people say the words Invincible, by the way, returns in 1 week, absolute peak, all I can see is the title card for that show.
All right. I get that. I understand. So I don't know yet about the injuries to the players that played for the Oilers last night. I think that it was a good sign that Ingram got up and skated off the ice. And he looked a little, I think he got his bell rung, as they used to say when I was a kid. Oh, rub some dirt on it, and you got your bell rung. What the hell does that mean? And then we've got Emerson and Doc. We don't know about them yet. I do know that Ira on my blog, Original Posar, he said that, and he knows a lot about the cap. He said the Oilers currently do not have room to recall anyone. So, maybe an emergency recall, but you got to play a little bit before then. So that's where we are in those situations. We talked about this yesterday a little bit, and I wrote about it. But David Pagnotta of the fourth period reports that the Oilers actually contemplated or thought about it, moving Darnell Nurse at the deadline. He said, I can't pinpoint how deep the trade talks actually went, but that's a name to watch this summer. So, and look, man, it's not like when Hockey Buzz was starting out. The rumors can be a little bit out there, and I get that and I understand. And, I do not think they should trade Darnell Nurse and 5 first-round picks for nothing. I think Darnell Nurse has value. But the fact that they were exploring the idea may well mean that they've talked to Darnell Nurse about it. And that'll be the next question that we have to ask is there anything there? And we'll find out. So we are going to get to the basketball, so don't worry, boys. But I want to talk a little bit about what the Ravens are doing. They backed out of the deal with the Raiders, and now they've signed another player here. And is there a sense of they had buyer's remorse and then they just backed out of it, or was it really something that the player actually failed in the physical and that's why it didn't go through?
Well, I would have to imagine he failed the physical.
Yeah.
Diana Rossini reported that it's been made clear by multiple people that Baltimore had the information of his knee. No, okay, sorry. Hold on. I'm misreading this report because she said they knew about the knee and then they ultimately just got cold feet. And that makes a lot of sense. Especially if you can, I think Max Crosby is better than Trey Hendrickson, but Trey Hendrickson is an elite edge rusher.
Right.
So if you, and now this is.
But Trey Hendrickson was also just injured.
Yeah, he was. But my point is and this is super unethical, but if you're hey, I'm giving up 2 first-round picks for Max Crosby, I can go sign a free agent for nothing who are comparable talents. I do think Max Crosby is a little better. I'm going to back out of this deal and I'm going to go do it. It's going to make teams not want to work with the Ravens.
Yeah.
All the info, I just read Rossini's report. I don't know the lay of the land. I'm not an NFL insider. I don't know. It's pretty weird. And I don't think it sets a great precedent because here's the other thing. The Cowboys, they went out and traded for an edge rusher. I forget who it was, but I'm sure they would have been in on Max Crosby if they didn't think he was already with the Ravens. Think about the domino effect. John Franklin Myers to the top, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's a weird, bad look.
And it
situation.
rarely happens. Now, as far as Crosby, aside from the fact that he has 2 X's at the end of his first name, which is just silly, it makes no sense at all. It's like the lemon
Talk
guy.
to his parents.
You're right. I'm assuming the Raiders have to move him now because they already tried to trade him.
My thing was he kind of fits the timeline. He's not that old, and that's a position you can play till you're a little bit older. It's not like running back or wide receiver or something like that. Mendoza, Genty, Bowers, those guys are all going to be very young, first, second, third years. Max Crosby, it's not like he's 33 and he's begging to get he could still have some years with this team. It would probably be another bad year next year, but who knows 2 years down the line? Max Crosby would be 30, I think 29 or 30, which is a little older, but you're still kind of in the window where you can be a decent team and you want a player like that there.
Yeah.
We're still talking about a top 5 edge rusher when he's healthy.
So this is where I admonish both of you. I am not an expert in the NFL.
Okay.
So you are my experts.
Sure.
So when I ask for a take and you give it to me, I need you to be correct.
Okay.
So
here's a correct take.
Not long ago, I was mocking and making jokes about Daniel Jones. And now Daniel Jones is signing big deals and everybody's like, oh my God. So excuse me, my experts on the NFL football thing, what in HE double hockey sticks happened with Daniel Jones that he went from hero to zero to hero?
Great question. Simple answer. Kevin O'Connell.
Going from the Giants to the Colts.
Yeah. I mean,
Really?
Kevin O'Connell's with the Vikings, but like I understand your
but
point.
yeah, no, he played backup for the Vikings for a year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And like, aside from JJ McCarthy, essentially, Kevin O'Connell's a very good quarterback coach. So I think he just found something in Daniel Jones in practices that made him more confident in who he was. And then he went to a system in Indy that is suitable to the way he plays. And now he's making $44 million a year.
Nails. Yeah, I completely agree with what you said about Kevin O'Connell. He's been the quarterback whisperer. I think we got to give a lot of credit to Shane Steichen as well. He was OC over there in Philly, had everyone kind of playing at the peak of their powers. And the system he implemented in Indianapolis is something that Daniel Jones can really thrive under, because he is a quarterback where he needs a specific, like, he can't be the system. He needs to be within a system. But what he learned from Kevin O'Connell, like Josh McKenzie said, and then going into Shane Steichen's system, I think with his tutelage as well, I think it was a combination of that.
All right. I see that the Bills have restructured Josh Allen's contract. They free up $12 million in cap space. I guess he's just not that good.
Yeah.
Hey,
all right. Well,
tough beat.
He never scored 83 in a game. Listen.
That helps them though, right? Like they can wheel now a little bit.
The Bills are in a very similar situation to the Oilers. Like the similarities are striking. Just kind of like, again, with everything management has done, and you have this, star who hasn't been able to get over the hump. Like,
the only difference is I like the Bills.
Wow.
You're telling me you watch a game like that last night, you don't love Edmonton Oilers hockey?
Nope.
I love Edmonton Oilers hockey.
Well,
man.
because there wasn't a Ryan Lomberg in it,
Dude, I'd get a Lamborghini. I still won't cheer for you.
We don't talk a lot about the World Baseball Classic. It's coming up here in a little bit. But Canada playing Cuba. I love it. I love Stubby Damn Clap, and Ernie Witt, who, by the way, was the other half of the tandem along with Buck Martinez in 1977 when the Jays first landed from the moon to play Major League Baseball. And this whole team is like, look, nobody's pretending that this team is going to be as good as the Americans, but they're a stubby clap group, and I'm hoping they win today. I would like to see that. They're in tough, but it would be nice to see them. And it's clear, right? They win and they're in. And we don't know who they'll play, but they're going to, if they win, they're in. It's not like the Americans who've buggered themselves so badly. Now they have to figure out, how many runs one team will win by. And if they win by enough or a few enough runs, then they're out, which is, I still think the manager of the U.S. should apologize to the nation. I'd like to see that.
His American public school that failed him, not anything else.
But you got one job. You have one job.
Yeah, that's really all it is in baseball, right? Managing the bullpen and knowing what happens if you win or
and
lose.
Don't play Goldschmidt over, Harper if the game's important. These are simple things, boys. Just saying. All right, it's 12:30, March 11th, year of our Lord, and we're going to let the BAM roll. NBA last night. The NBA is such a great league. It is like, it's entertaining on any given night, but also on any given night, something might happen in an arena somewhere in North America that is mind-blowing. And last night it was. And it was mind-blowing for two reasons. Bam gets 83, and the Kobe fans go a little bzz. I think they're off the planet a little because they're mad that he didn't exit the game to honor Kobe, and that's not how sports works, people.
Yeah, I know Declan's the Heat fan, but maybe I'll just let him stir a little bit more because I know we're about to talk about this a bunch. So here's some fun stuff from last night. This is per Ryan Wallstat of the Toronto Sun. Said, Wallstat of the day, legendary ex-Raptors media relations boss Jim LeBombard, now Wizards VP of basketball comms, was in-house for both Kobe Bryant's 81 points and Bana Adebayo's 83 points. He might be the only person in the world able to say that. 13.5% of all free throws Bam's attempted this season occurred last night. Like, insane. And also, basically all of those came in the second half.
What do they think people happen with Kobe? Like, were they were feeding Kobe the ball, I guarantee it.
Oh, yeah, they were feeding Kobe the ball. He shot the ball 48 times.
No teammate took a shot in the last 7 minutes.
That's right.
Took 13 of the team's last 17 shots.
Also,
and he was, just really quickly, sorry, Josh, he was up, when they were up 17 with 4 minutes left, he stayed in and scored 10 more points.
Right. And so that's my point, is stop making the guy who did it look bad when your guy didn't do it any other way.
It's true. I think they're like, oh, well, Kobe only shot 21 free throws, so, or 20 free throws, so, it's more ethical. Like, all right, man, whatever. They made the same amount of threes.
Yeah.
It's a dumb argument.
It's a dumb argument.
Like, because this is the thing, people didn't watch the game because it was a regional Heat broadcast on a Tuesday night against the Wizards, which is fine. They saw the highlights, maybe watched the last 2-3 minutes, checked the box score. First of all, he had 62 points in 31 minutes. But if you actually watch the game, show me a foul call that wasn't legitimate. He was getting triple teamed in the backcourt. The Wizards were doing everything to make sure he couldn't get the record, and he still did.
Yeah, but I'm seeing stuff here. Chris Russo not impressed with Bam's 83 points. I'm not bowing down. Nobody expects you to. Why don't you rejoice in a great athlete having a career night, and we all were witness to it.
We're asking you to just be like, acknowledge history and be like, that's awesome.
That is exactly it. Like, what we have lost the plot. We have lost the plot with sports where your first reaction is to say, that's dumb. Instead of saying, like, wow, we just watched a guy score 83 points in an NBA game. That's pretty awesome.
Right. When on a Sunday afternoon years ago, I was watching the Expos play, and Dennis Martinez threw a perfect game in Los Angeles. And the excitement level that I had watching that game, by the time it was over, I was running around I was running around the damn block. I was so happy and so excited for Dennis Martinez. El Presidente, El Perfecto, Dave Van Horn said. I will remember that too forever. And that's what sports is. Last night it was Bam's turn. If people aren't rejoicing, then I have to wonder, as Declan said, what their motivation is. Why are you watching sports?
And this is the other thing. And again, we'll talk about it more. We're talking about Declan. Like, Bam Adebayo is one of the most ethical hoopers in the league. Like, he plays so hard on both ends of the floor. He doesn't foul bait. He doesn't get a whistle. He plays through injury all the time. Like, he is a nose to the floor, grit and grind, hardworking basketball player. Like, if anyone deserves this, it's Bam.
I find this to be one of the most unusual stories in some time, simply because people they've expressed. There's things you think in life, but you don't express out loud. This is one that whoever thought of it first, should have just shut their damn mouth about, because it makes you look like an idiot.
Yeah, Ice Cube's son saying the league rigged Bam Adebayo getting 83 against the Wizards.
Is this because of Kobe or
son, or was it? No, never mind. Yeah. No, you're right.
This is because it's Kobe.
Yeah, and listen, Kobe, top 10 player of all time. His 81 points, incredible. His fans are a weird breed, like a weird, different breed, where they almost feel like it's a personal friendship with him they have to defend.
And we have obviously Gregor will be talking about this today.
Yeah, I mean, he has Shaquille O'Neal on the show today.
Not bad. That's a great guest.
That's like one I'm honestly like I'm almost pissed about, because I'm like, oh.
So here's where my hope is I hope that when Bill Comrie or whoever it was told Gregor, hey, Shaq's gonna be at the Brick today, we're doing a partnership with him, whatever, he texted Donovan and was like, I have a one-on-one with Shaq, I need you to come record this. I hope this is on video. I'm praying this is on video. But we have Shaquille O'Neal coming on the station today nonetheless.
Man, I'm hoping Shaq has to play me one-on-one or something.
I hope Shaq just shows up in this studio.
I used to watch LSU, like it was appointment viewing. LSU's playing when he was in college, you had to watch. But as great as he was as a player, as a college player, as an NBA player, as a halftime commentator, I mean, that show is like, it is astoundingly funny.
It's Emmy Award winning.
Oh,
it's so good.
They need to leave them on air longer. TNT had it right. ESPN has it wrong.
They should I am telling you, that is the reason you tune in, because they're brilliant and funny. And I don't think,
And they have chemistry.
I think if you put two other people in that, you have to have those four people doing it.
Yeah. Now the thing is, they don't always watch the basketball game, but that's kind of secondary.
They're
there.
They're there Lowdown with Lowetide of the US.
Barkley might talk about hockey.
Yo,
you know,
and probably Zach Hyman.
Yeah.
Shaq has a Zach Hyman jersey. It's true. Shaq might be the most entertaining man on the planet.
Totally. And I still think we can't play it, but I still think that Kobe song that Shaq put out was more than mildly interesting.
Mackenzie has something to say.
Very disappointing that the Oilers are on a road trip right now, because we could have gotten a Zach Hyman Shaq meet.
That's the way.
And that would have been unreal.
Someone put this lady in media relations immediately.
I'm just saying, she knows stuff.
She knows.
And she updates herself, and she comes in prepared every day.
This is why women live longer.
We also we either we have to up our game, or she's got to move to another show. She's making us look bad.
Maybe she's making us all look better by
sure. You work on that, and we'll take a break.
The word.
Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $500,000 on Mega Jackpots Ocean Bells? Think about the season tickets you could lock down with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
It's Truck Month at Wolf GMC Buick, and we know trucks. And we have the best deals of the year right now. Some have 0% for 4 years. We have 0% for 6 years. That's on our #1 selling GMC Sierra half-ton crew cab, or the Elevation, the AT4, or Denali.
Bouchard, McDavid. Bouchard shoots wide. Got caught in between what he wanted to do. Drives on the inside. McDavid scores. Top left corner. 4-3. McDavid, the go-ahead goal. Reason why they wanted to reacquire him for what he did. Oh, McDavid in front. Ryan Nugent Hopkins upstairs over Mackenzie Blackwood. And Edmonton scores off the rush to elevate this up. These 3 points for Ben Adebayo. He will come out of the game and hear it from the crowd. And we feel you at home.
In-depth analysis on all your favorite sports. We are Sports 1440.
For many families, the stress of divorce can throw your life out of balance. The loss of a relationship, ongoing conflict, mounting legal bills, and uncertainty about the future can feel overwhelming. Hi, I'm Corey Anderson with Fairway Divorce Solutions. At Fairway, our team helps you restore balance through mediation, negotiation, and a unique step-by-step process. With 2 offices in Edmonton dedicated to serving your needs, our goal is simple: to help you navigate a path back to peace and clarity. Visit us today at Fairway Divorce.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit FountainTire.com today.
Any project, commercial or residential, when you need metal and you want it cut or bent fast, this is the place. Metal Supermarkets, huge inventory, amazing service, and free parking. Free. That's a pretty big deal when you're saving up for something special. Yep, only 3 more payments and this bad boy's mine. And the 1, and the 2, and Metal Supermarkets, the local convenience stores for... And maybe a little polka too. Southside, West End, metalsupermarkets.com.
Budget 2026 is focused on what matters to Central Alberta, like 10 new school projects for a total of 27 underway. redeveloping Red Deer Regional Hospital, and investing in more rural family physicians, expanding trades education at Olds College, and upgrading facilities at Lakeland College, twinning Highway 11, and expanding Red Deer Regional Airport, all while keeping taxes low and growing the economy. For more details, visit alberta.ca/budget. A message from the Government of Alberta.
From high sticking to breaking down the middle. Here's the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
This is the Lowdown on Sports 1440 for Wolf GMC Buick. Thanks for tuning in. Check them out at wolfgmcbuick.com. 18 minutes to 1 o'clock. Steve from Drumheller. Better by association. LOL. And as we turned our mics off, young Josh did actually say that. So he had it in the queue. It just wouldn't.
It was in the chamber. I just got a little. I got jammed up.
Yeah. Well, because you knew the bossy old man host was going to end the segment, and you were in a hurry.
My brain buffered. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. So.
Yeah. Well, believe me, when you get to be my age, yesterday I was thinking about when I called Declan Donovan.
Hate that.
And I understand that. And I wish I could say it. I won't ever do it again. But I saw this video of this woman. She's like, life in your 60s, right? She's leaving the house and she's got her keys and she goes out and she forgets her glasses. And then she comes back and she puts her glasses on, but puts them over top of her head, right? Not on her face. And then she goes out and then she can't find her glasses again, even though they're on her face. And then she comes back because she forgot her keys. And then she goes back because she had to go to the bathroom. That is my life. So the victim is not Declan. The victim is me, because he gets like 10 seconds of my brain a day. I get 24/7. It's a lot. Let me tell you. Even Dodgers fans gave El Presidente a standing ovation. Totally. It was, God, I was so happy. It might be the Tim Raines May 1st or 2nd game against the Mets in 87. Obviously, Ray Burris in the playoffs. My God, he was great. Oh, man. And I did enjoy the Nationals' victory in the World Series, even though they weren't named the Expos anymore. LT, you know what else makes you look stupid? Saying Wilt is overrated from Husks.
That was me.
I never said that.
That was me. I said he might be a touch overrated. I never said that he couldn't play in any era. Never said any of that stuff. I just said he might be a touch overrated.
You would agree though that, like,
I know it's a controversial thing to say,
but would you do me a personal favor?
Sure. Yeah.
Why don't you rip that take off the next time you're on the air with Paul Sir?
Oh, well, see, so that I was thinking about this on my drive home yesterday.
Because Paul will beat you down.
Because Paul actually got to
blows.
see these guys play. The most I've ever seen Wilt Chamberlain play was the 1969 finals, which is available on YouTube.
Yes, it is.
And that's the only tape I've ever been able to find of Wilt Chamberlain playing basketball. And I watched him get cooked by Bill Russell.
Okay. So one game.
That's like, but you also just listed another guy who's really good and won 11 championships. Like, I'm
aware, but there was also 8 teams in the league.
Yeah, but like, I actually think that makes it honestly maybe a little more. Like, think about if there were only 8 teams in the NHL right now.
Oh, that'd be a lot of really good players.
Would there be 3 Oilers on a roster? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
That's a great question.
Right?
You know
like,
what?
My point to the being, like, the talent level is so concentrated. Now, you make a good point as well, Josh. Like, it is.
The talent level's skewed, though.
We do have a head of research on this show. Maybe we can ask our head of research to put together an 8-team NHL and tell us how many Oilers are in that league.
I would love to, like, we obviously couldn't do this on air. It would take way too long, but I would actually like to do a draft of 8 teams, 23-man roster, all the way down, see who we get.
Yeah, let's just do a YouTube video.
Back in the day,
start pumping out content.
Back in the
you
day,
can be a part of this too.
Back in the day, on the Saturday show that I did called Nation Radio, Paul Almeida and I got teams from all the other NHL cities, and we would do a mock draft. We'd call them, they'd make the pick, and it was a mess. People liked it, but from the point of view, I can't remember who our producer was. He quit right away because it was. Can you imagine calling 30 different, like in Dallas, and getting a hold of them.
Yeah.
And saying, okay, I'll put you on hold. And then they hang up and then the next guy has to call.
Yep.
It was nutty.
No, it's brutal.
Why we
It
did
is.
that.
I would love to put this out to the text line, obviously to you guys. If there were 8 23-man rosters, just don't break it down. Just first instinct, how many Oilers are on? What's 8 by 23? 164?
I had
184. 184.
I had 4. I had Leon McDavid, obviously. I had Bouchard, and I had Hyman.
I think that's probably right.
And then Nuge isn't on the team, which is weird, but maybe not.
I think Nuge is close. That's probably like a fringe guy because he's good enough two-way that maybe he could get drafted. But I don't know, like that's a fringe, like, oh, I thought about taking this guy. But yeah, those are the first 4 that came to my mind. No love for Darnell Nurse, though. Tristan
Well,
Jarry.
I like Darnell Nurse, but if I did that, everybody would say no.
Saying he's a top.
The 8 teams is not very many.
Is he a top 56 defenseman?
What, top 48?
What's that?
Okay, we're doing math on radio.
Oh, sorry. Well, because 6
Take me
defensemen
now,
a team.
Jesus. This never works.
It's a 23-man roster, so you're still going to have guys in the press box.
All right, sure. So say 8 total. Yeah, all right. I don't think
HVAC
so.
Nick says if SGA, Joker, LeBron, or Steph scored 83 the exact same way as Bam, is anyone arguing how it happened? No, I think that's absolutely the point of this is that just because it's not somebody that you've anointed as king, that doesn't mean it doesn't count.
I did see a funny tweet last night, though, that someone put out and said, Steph just needs to shoot 35 threes in a game and see what happens, before he retires.
Where would these 8 teams be based? Well, I don't know.
One in Western Canada, one in Eastern Canada, one in California, one in North Central America, one in South Central America.
3 in New York.
One around the Florida area, and then one up in the New York area. That's 8, right?
Well, you got to put
Or is
one in
that
Boston.
7?
Boston is like Boston
So
is
one in the-
basically
one
a
in the-
Canadian city
one
when
in
it
the
comes to
Northeast.
hockey.
One in the Northeast.
Boston.
Sure.
Right. Okay. So you watched one game and decided you're not qualified to speak on the subject from Honest Ed? He's talking to you about Will.
Well, how many games did you watch of Will Chamberlain, Honest Ed?
By the way,
but he won. How many scoring titles did he win?
He won 8.
No, I think he won more. I think was it only 8? No, it was more than 8 scoring titles.
Like, I mean, they keep records, Math counts.
I know they keep records, and I go back and listen. The 40-40 games will never be touched. Someone to grab 40 rebounds in a game now is ludicrous. Never going to happen.
Nutella is a touch overrated from Bones.
Yeah, it is.
I've never
I'm
had
gonna
it.
have to agree with you there, Bones.
I love peanut butter so much. I've never been tempted. I just love peanut butter. Oh, I love peanut butter. Okay.
Oh, someone said Ekholm might get drafted in this 8-team league.
I agree with
That
that.
would make sense to me.
Yeah.
He's probably a top 5 defense.
Here's why we have to
right?
break it down, and you are the research guy, because we're saying this, but we're only looking at one team.
Yeah,
like,
no.
how many Colorado Avalanche are there going to be?
All right.
McKinnon.
McCarr. Do you think one of the goalies gets drafted?
No.
No. Natchez?
I think Devin Taves will be drafted.
Devin Taves, Natchez. So that's 5.
Okay, so we've done 2 teams, and we're at 9. And if we're at 23-man roster times 8, that's 178.
But the Islanders probably only have like one guy. As much as I love Matthew Schaefer, would he be a guy that's drafted? So maybe 2.
His future,
because
yeah.
Sorokin's probably going. Maybe Horvat, maybe Schaefer.
What about Florida and Tampa Bay?
Florida, like
Barkov's
getting drafted. I think Bob off his play this year wouldn't, but if you go all time, he probably gets drafted. I don't think Bennett gets drafted. Marchand doesn't get drafted.
Bennett I think gets drafted. I think Ekblad does too.
That's a late one.
Reinhardt probably does.
Yeah, I would.
It's a fun thing, but our brains are going to melt if we don't.
Hagel and Point and Cooch in Tampa and Vasilevsky as well. Like we can actually go through this. This is a real thing.
We might need
to
do this.
We might have to
2-hour show.
Josh McKenzie, let's do this draft for YouTube content.
Okay.
Sure, let's do it. What are you doing tonight?
Okay, will you do it for YouTube content and then come back and tell our audience what you did?
Yep.
And who made it and who didn't?
What are you doing tonight?
Prepping for this YouTube video.
I'll be watching baseball and preparing for my baseball draft, which starts Saturday. I gotta I'm telling you what, your dad has a hell of a start to the year. He's got a nice team going.
Way to go, Dad.
Yep.
Shout out to the Fenwick.
The man who invented Fenwick.
Correct.
If you're making 8 teams of the 32 teams, 1/4 of the players are making it. Soon, average 6 to 8 from each team, and we're at least average. Yeah, but you're looking at it logically, Bierman.
Well, and the other thing is the average isn't even 6. The average would only work out to about 5.75.
Oh, well, the Sharks only get one guy, Macklin. Maybe Will
What
Smith.
about, I was going to say, like, you got to go over the rosters, and you got to
It's
understand
crazy
that.
because, like, Toronto's a bad team. Toronto would have a
Oh, yeah,
decent
they
number of
definitely do.
players.
Matthews.
Flames only get 2 guys, Cooley and Wolf.
Matthews,
Nobody else.
Nylander, Dave Keon,
you
Norm
sure
Ullman,
Cooley
Johnny
is getting
Bauer.
drafted?
I mean, Cooley's been better than Wolf this year, but like
I guess if you go based off the year, we'd
The
have to
Canucks have
decide
no
if
one
we're
getting
going
drafted.
like
Yeah, but-
entire career, future, or based off of this year.
Here's the problem with me letting you do this is you're going to draft Ryan Lomberg and pretend that it's real.
no. I would take this very, very seriously.
Like you take Wilt's damn career seriously?
Listen, I'm not,
Flushing one of the greatest players of all time. I know,
it's not like I
overrated.
said, he shouldn't be in the NBA top 75 or top 50.
Who was it? What network was it that didn't include Joe Thornton in the top 100 of all time
Oh,
players?
that was probably ESPN. They don't know, they don't know lick about that.
Like, what are you talking about? Come on, man.
They didn't have him as a top 100 player.
Well, look, he didn't win a Stanley Cup, but he had a long, good career. He won an MVP.
Yeah, hard. Getting traded, too. You know how tough that is to do?
Well, I don't, but, I'm sure it is hard.
One of the best passers.
Oh, man, he was wonderful.
He was sick of puck.
You know who makes great passes, and I know you've seen him a lot, but Leon Draisaitl, his backhand dish shelf thing is like Dougie Weight. So it's cherry.
Was that a backhand pass to McDavid last
It
night on
was.
Spinorama? It was good.
Just stupid good. Like, how do you defend it? If you're the Colorado Avalanche, you just like, shut up, like, what are you doing to us out here? We have to make a living, we have kids, and you're doing this to us.
Well, I think that whole Marty Nikash, Nate McKinnon, Cale Makar combo do it to a good few teams
Yeah,
as well.
that's true.
So.
Good point. Yeah. So I want to drill down on the NFL free agency, but I'm kind of vague on because there's so many people. I know the Eagles signed a guy, and he's pretty good out of Seahawks, but it's like it comes out. It's like a water hose, it's like a firefighter has a hose and the water's coming out and you can't really keep track of it until a week later when you can kind of look at what everything happened.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need so when I was in high school, I followed this account that just tracked it every day. They didn't report every time someone had signed. It was just at the end of every day. It was, this is the team this guy was on. And this is the team that guy went to from day one of free agency until I believe it was like 2 weeks later. And then anyone that was unsigned, then they would just go, hey, yeah, this guy's been signed. Should have been doing that here. I dropped the ball.
This is, you follow baseball pretty closely.
Close enough. Not as close as Donovan.
Mackenzie, do you follow baseball at all?
A little bit. Last year, I followed it pretty
Because of the
closely.
Jays,
It was
yeah.
hard not to,
Yeah.
but I plan to this year. Especially Dylan is a really big baseball guy, and it's the one sport I just don't know enough about. And I think it's how stat heavy it is.
Yeah.
Stats are
Yeah.
so deep, and it's hard to get a grasp on.
It's true. This is what you don't want to see if you're I think Milwaukee has him. Quinn Priester will see a specialist in Dallas on Thursday. It's his wrist.
Oh, yikes.
What are the odds that he's like, it is next year, I mean, it's probably not Tommy John, but it might be some god awful thing, that brace thing, whatever it's called.
Wrist injuries are bad. Like,
Yeah,
again,
they
like I got a wrist injury. I couldn't pitch anymore.
But you got yours from opening a can of tuna.
No, I got mine from putting all my body weight on it and landing on the wrong way, taking
That's
a charge and handball.
Much better story than the actual tuna story, but good job. Good
I
effort.
scored right after that.
Okay.
We lost.
Just like Wilt. Okay.
Yeah, he did. He lost a lot.
On the way, Kevin McCertie We're going to talk about the NFL at 120. I want to drill down as much as we can. I understand there are limitations, and my experts, they never lead me astray, Daniel Jones. And then we'll have Declinations talking about BAM at 140 today. This is the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube. It's time for an update with Mackenzie.
The Sports 1440 update.
Brought to you by Custom Floors, Inc. Floors done right for homes or businesses. Visit the new showroom at 11577 149th Street. Now open 6 days a week with Saturday hours from 10 to 2, or visit customfloorsinc.ca and bring your next flooring project to life. Light night in the NHL with only 2 games. Montreal takes on the Sens at Canadian Tire Center at 5:30. Flyers host the Capitals. 6 games in the association. Raptors are in New Orleans, tip-off at 6. Jazz host the Knicks. Charlotte is on the road in Sacramento. Rockets take on the Nuggets. Minnesota and Clippers have the nightcap. In the World Baseball Classic, Canada takes on Cuba at 1. With a win, Canada wins their pool. In the NFL offseason, the Colts quarterback Daniel Jones has reached an agreement with them on a 2-year, $88 million contract with $50 million guaranteed at signing. The 49ers have released wide receiver Brandon Ayuk. In the WHL, Oil Kings are currently up 5-0 on Wenatchee at Rogers Place. In the AJ, Bonnyville is in Fort Mac. Puck drop at 7. In the PWHL, the Fleet are in a second half of a back-to-back in Seattle. I'm Mackenzie, and that's your Sports 1440 update.
1440, Stingray radio station. CHJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Booster Juice is going crazy for hazelnuts.
No, not crazy. Nuts.
Booster Juice is going bananas for hazelnuts.
I mean, there are bananas in smoothies, but that's not the point.
Banana juice is booster for hazelnuts.
What? Just stop.
Booster Juice is going nuts for hazelnut. Introducing the Nutty Monkey Smoothie, Holy Hazelnut Acai Bowl, and Nutty Booster Ball, all made with rich, creamy hazelnut spread. Try them today, only at Booster Juice. Canadian born, blending since 1999.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
It's Truck Month at Wolf GMC Buick, and we know trucks. And we have the best deals of the year right now. Some have 0% for 4 years. We have 0% for 6 years. That's on our #1 selling GMC Sierra half-ton crew cab, or the Elevation, the AT4, or Denali. Yep, 0% for 72 months. And Costco members get an extra discount on some of our SUVs. Pop in today and drive away smiling. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Your all-access pass to the world of sports is Edmonton's only sports radio station.
From pre- and post-game hockey shows to in-depth analysis from your favorite commentators, the action never stops on Sports 1440.
At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, healing doesn't have to feel heavy, because in our SwimX aquatic therapy pools, you literally float your way to recovery. Whether you're dealing with arthritis, back pain, joint injuries, post-surgical rehab, chronic pain, balance issues, mobility challenges, or just feeling a little creaky, warm water and gentle resistance have your back, your knees, and your hips. Trusted by pro sports teams and rehab hospitals, our SwimX pools help you move sooner, hurt less, and recover faster. So take the load off. Let the water do the work. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the two best names in the boots business.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is the #1 heating and cooling company for people who want heating and cooling, because you'll save a bundle by bundling. Then you can use hot, cold, hot, cold. Come on, thermostat, do what you're told. Turn up the heat, turn up the cold, to the vents start pushing out tornadoes. Bundle my furnace with some AC. Gonna get a deal from Legacy. Oh, yeah. Save a bundle when you bundle your new furnace and AC from Legacy today. Plus no payments and no interest for 1 year. That's how you build your legacy. Legacy Heating and Cooling.
He knows all about the Expos and Oilers. It's the Lowdown with Lowetide on Edmonton's Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
It's the Lowdown on Sports 1440. Can't wait till Stacy's dad gets a hold of that guy. Time for a conversation with our friend Kevin McCertie, brought to you, by the way, Wolf GMC Buick. It's Truck Month, featuring the best deals of the year. Ask about 0% financing plus extra discounts for Costco members. WolfGMCBuick.com. We are joined now by our friend Kevin McCertie. How are you?
I'm doing well, Alan. How are you doing this week?
I'm well. Riddle me this, Batman. How can the Edmonton Oilers play so poorly against Carolina and then win a game that was hard fought against Vegas and then play as well as they did against the Colorado Bleeding Avalanche, who are, like, if they're not the best team in the league, they're damn close?
Well, one has to wonder if, your new guys maybe take a couple of games to settle into things, and all of changes that you've made during the trade deadline take a while to percolate. And sometimes, this team has been struggling on and off for a while now, or at least maybe not struggling all the time, but just lounging around the middle instead of being the usual high caliber team that we're used to seeing out of them. Very good game last night from what I saw, but unfortunately I had to take off for the third period to go play a game myself. But sensational effort from both ends of the ice, and I think sure looks like they're getting their act together, doesn't it, Alan?
It does. I worry a little bit about the injuries last night, specifically to Connor Ingram. But it was. I will tell you that I always cheer for all these guys, and I was well pleased to see Tristan Jarry come in and play well enough to get the team over the line and to win that game.
Well, especially under the circumstances, Ingram gets taken out in a call that a lot of people will disagree on potentially. I do think it was goaltender interference. I think they maybe are making a statement by making it 5 in a game. I don't really like calling penalties based on the outcome rather than the action, if that makes sense. Like, if he's not injured, that's a 2-minute penalty, but if he's injured, that's a 5-minute penalty.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
I think the action should be, it's either a 5-minute because of the action, or it's a 5-minute because, or it's a 2-minute because of the action, but not really with a mitigating factor, I guess. Comes in under the circumstances, and Jack Michael starts talking about how they need to get through the next 40 seconds, and they immediately let up 2 ridiculously high danger chances that Jarry absolutely stonewalls, and I think probably sets that confidence bit in motion for the team for the remainder of the game. Huge statement from him. We've been hard on him, myself included. There's a couple other guys that I've been hard on that had honestly pretty good games. Darnell Nurse. A puck went in off of him for the first goal against, but he ran 69% expected goals for the remainder of the game and was 2-1 in terms of goal share. He's been struggling lately on and off, but we got to give the man his due when he does it well. And last night he did it well.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think that the thing about Nurse is that there's a tendency to notice him because he plays such big minutes. On my blog yesterday, there were people that suggested that he was untradeable. He had negative value, and you were going to have to add things.
That's foolishness.
And my point is
foolishness.
If you have to do that, then just keep him. He's a sunk cost. He always plays well with Bouchard. They've got like an 80% goal share this year at 5-on-5 when they play together. They don't play much. I think that sometimes we stare at these players so much, and I saw last night, I think it was, some Pittsburgh Penguins fans are very upset with Chris Letang, who's another, he's fading now. He's an older player. But I think we're highly critical and the best informed hockey fans on the planet ever because of all the video and all the knowledge that is imparted via analytics. But that doesn't mean that these players aren't trying and they're not good, even if you do make a mistake. Fair?
No, absolutely. And I know that a lot of people would consider me to be an analytics forward person or to choose analytics over the eye test. And no, I am a person who watches the sport and then uses analytics to confirm or deny my own biases wherever I can. And I would hope that that would extend to others who are analytics folks. You need both pieces to make informed decisions. The analytics are a representation of on-ice results. It's really that simple. And, to spit in the face of either the eye test or analytics, by themselves is not really good practice for, where the sport is in 2026.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And I think analysis is, needs to be steeped in the eye test, but also logic and reason. And, things like how much does the coach play a defenseman? They do matter, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So when we look at this team, they're banged up a little bit, but it felt like, the Dickinson is playing well on that third line. He's finding some chemistry with some players. The fourth line looked good to me. Frederick coming along. He's turned it around finally and is playing well. Murphy is a big body and, can penalty kill. I'm liking this team and I'm liking the way they're coming together. How much of this is, the experimenting and then bringing coffee in and that taking some time? Would you be shocked if this team went on something a little bit of a run now that all the things are in place and the new players are maybe getting a little more comfortable with their roles?
I think that there's some truth to that for sure. I think the biggest predicator is always the trade deadline itself. That always has guys with a certain nervousness to it. And even, in that initial game afterwards, you've got some, you got a bunch of new faces. Guys don't know each other real well. The vibe in the room is maybe a little bit disturbed. And I think, to your point, now, if these guys are going to go on a run, this is the time they're going to do it. Historically, that's been the case for them year in and year out. And I'm really excited to see them close the season out as strong as they possibly can, because when this team is going, they're an absolute menace to play against. And with their newfound defense core, I guess, of, both Murphy and Dickinson, I think that is going to make a big difference. I hope the injuries to Colton Dock aren't too severe. Like he looked like he jammed something up pretty good there in that hit on the corner. I hope Ingram, I expect he's probably in concussion protocol because he got whacked pretty good. I hope that he's not out long term. We might see the return of Cal Pickard on a short term basis because they did dress the e-bug last night after Ingram's injury. So again, hopefully none of these are too severe and that they're just day-to-day injuries and they can get back at it. But I think this team has all the tools they need to make a decent playoff run, despite some, reservations about roster construction.
Kevin McCertie, our guest on Sports 1440 and the Lowdown with Lowetide. So when I'm looking at this team and I'm thinking about, what they have to do moving forward, I do like the top two lines. I do like the third line as constructed. We know that depth is going to be an issue. It just is because it is for every team. You can't possibly cover for every injury that comes down the pipe. But I think this is where Stan Bowman's work in the AHL will come in handy. You mentioned Calvin Pickard. They also have some nice forwards down there who've been here a little bit in Quinn Hudson. Szymanski's here now. Ike Howard's been here, but also Roby Yervante. What's your sense on the depth of this team adding in the Bakersfield Condors, we know that they don't have the experience they had a year ago, especially up front when guys like Corey Perry and others were on the team, and now they're replaced by Matt Savoy and a younger unit. What's your sense on the depth, though? Do you think that they have enough for the long haul, or are you a little worried about one position or another based on the 8th or 9th defenseman or the 5th or 6th center?
I think they have a lot of depth in the forward core. They still have some options there, like you alluded to. You got Roby or Vente. You've got even James Hamblin if you need to really get into it. Like these guys are, yeah, they might be a little bit tweener. And I really would like to see Vente in an NHL role this season. I think he's NHL ready based on the limited amount of footage that I've seen of him. I would hope that he would get a cup of coffee up here to see where he's at before the end of the season. I think the depth in the forward core is fine. I'm a little bit concerned about that right-hand defense slot. Once you get past Emberson, who I'm not sure if he returned to the game or not. Again, I missed the third period, so I haven't had a chance yet today to go back and watch it. I think the depth is fine. Speaking of depth, or maybe not depth, as he's become not depth, Vasily Podkolzin, I don't know what has happened to him in the last 2 games in particular, but it's been trending in this way for a while. But that man has some boots.
Yeah.
I have never seen him skate like that, with that confidence and with that, whacking sticks out of the way and booting sticks out of the way to, make space for himself. What a phenomenal sequence, both of the last 2 games, where he just burned through the entire opposing team. And like honest, that 2-on-1 with Leon should have been a goal if it wasn't for the deflection. Like it was such a high danger opportunity that he created from nothing. So shout out to him, because Pods is really bringing it, and I'm really excited to see him continue his ascent into the top 6.
Well, it's funny because NHL Edge has varying degrees of measuring foot speed. In max skating speed this year, Podkolzin is at the 89th percentile, which is wild and impressive. And last year, 84th percentile in the same metric from the Edge, NHL Edge. But I agree with you. I think that I do not recall Podkolzin pulling away, and maybe it was confidence, maybe that, but we also know he's a hard worker and he's very diligent and he's trying to get better. The Canucks have enough problems this year. I don't want to pile on, even though I'm going to. But man, when you see a player leave your franchise and then he emerges as what Podkolzin looked, I think Podkolzin is a guy who's going to be like a trusted member of this team in the playoffs, and maybe for the next several years if he doesn't get hurt. If he has wheels along with the size and he hits like a truck and he's got reasonable hands.
Yeah, I'm really excited for what this player is turning into, especially given his 4th round draft pick being the cost that we acquired him for. Just really growing into his own as a unique player with a unique set of skills that I think greatly complement players like Leon Draisaitl. And I even wonder, him and Savoy together have been quite a wicked pair, because they're both fast. Podkolzin's not afraid to lay the justice down either, and Savoy's a bit more of a nimble, I guess, attack from the edges type of player. Really smart defensively too. So I like the direction this team is going from that point of view, especially with the up and coming. And I definitely consider Podkolzin to be right near the very top of the list of, well, I guess here now, no longer up and coming.
Yeah. Now, I said they had to win 2 games, the St. Louis game and the Vegas game on the road trip, and then get a point from Colorado or Dallas. Clearly, they've done that in the win against Denver. So now I'm greedy. Win against Dallas, win against St. Louis, you come home and you're looking very good. How important, if it turns out that this is a new plateau for this team, how important would this road trip be at the end of the year if they finish like 1st or 2nd in the division?
Extremely. I mean, at this point, they've bled more points than they have in years prior, and they're not in quite the same position that they were last year or the year before, and they need to finish strong and slam the door on anybody nipping at their heels. I think they're finally starting to look like a team that's capable of doing that, even though it's taken a good chunk of the season to get to this point. And it's very important. We don't want to be jockeying for the last playoff spot if at all possible, and strong finish is critical to achieving that.
So give us an update on your skating and the big game you're going to be playing in.
Things are, improving game over game. The endurance, it's something that takes a while to win back, and every game is an adventure in that front, but slowly getting there. The heavy hockey showdown itself is on Saturday at the downtown community arena. And then there's an after game or an after party and silent auction, I believe, and the details are available on the Heavy Hockey website. Anybody has any questions about that, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter, either via DM or just shoot me a tagged mention, and I'll get back to you with details, or any of the other Heavy Hockey representatives.
Final one, you're my tech guy, even though you don't know it. So I get about 3 a day now for people DMing me on Twitter saying, hey, can you vote for me for this podcast that I'm on? And then the same people who are texting me, they've been overtaken by some kind of a bot or whatever. For those who are on Twitter and worried about this, what's the best plan of action to avoid having your specific spot on Twitter taken over?
So what's been happening is a lot of users, especially in our space, have been getting phished. So they're clicking a link and then entering credentials like username and password for Twitter. And in most cases, they don't have something called two-factor authentication set up on their accounts, or they don't have an alternative like security method. It is really critical in 2026 that people are not relying on passwords to be secure. They're not secure. They're not a good mechanism for protecting your digital self. It doesn't matter if it's Twitter. It doesn't matter if it's your banking information. If two-factor authentication or passkeys are available, you should be using them. The other thing is, do not reuse your password from site to site. I cannot state this enough, how many attacks that I've seen are successful just because people practice poor password hygiene. So those are the two big things. Use multi-factor authentication. If you have any questions about this, again, I'm on Twitter. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to provide a limited amount of technical assistance to show you where and how to get that set up. But it is really, really important for people to practice good digital hygiene. These attacks are getting more sophisticated, and these accounts are getting lost pretty much forever, because even if the user regains access, then they're often disabled because of all the fraud that was committed by the accounts while they were compromised. So we've seen some big names in our space, household names be compromised in the past 2 or 3 months in particular. It's very, very crucial for people to practice better digital hygiene.
Well, I've got the 2-step, so it can't be that difficult. Thank you for this.
No worries. Have a good week, everyone.
There you go, Kevin McCertie. No, I took advantage of him because he knows everything about computers and tech and online. But do you have a 2-step verification on your Twitter password?
I don't believe I do.
Okay, well,
because I think it's ridiculous. I don't think it's just a hassle.
Yeah, I understand.
I just need the password.
I just don't want you, to get, clocked by these bots.
2-step verification. Well, that is a risk for me.
Right.
Being a dumb guy and all. But 2-step verification for me, it's great in principle. Like it makes a lot of sense, but every time you actually have to do it, it's just a hassle. And it's always you.
Okay. But if somebody gets your password and then uses it, then the verification would come to your phone, not theirs.
Yep.
And you could say no.
Yep. No, I know how it works.
Okay. I didn't. Sorry, I didn't. I am explaining it like an elementary school teacher because I am an elementary student in this.
So I actually do have 2-factor verification set up on my Apple ID.
Okay.
And I've got some login accounts from Karachi, Pakistan.
Oh, okay.
Hanoi, Vietnam. Bangladesh, things like that. So those ones I can say, no, it's not me.
You're just dropping names.
No,
now.
I'm serious. I should have screenshotted them. But like the thing, like no one's guessing my password.
Yeah.
Honestly, no one's guessing my password.
Okay, but honestly, does it have BAM in it?
No, it might after today.
All right. On the way, we're going to talk NFL. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
For the first time in 66 years, Golden Bears and Pandas hockey are on the move. During the 2026-27 Canada West season, two of the most successful hockey programs in U Sports history will call Silent Ice Center in Nisku their temporary home. The Golden Bears and Pandas are excited to connect with the South Edmonton community and welcome new fans to experience the tradition and excitement of U of A hockey. Same tradition, new temporary home. Golden Bears and Pandas hockey at Silent Ice Center for the 26-27 season.
Mr. Reuter kinda speaks French. Je m'appelle Monsieur Reuter. Je suis plombier.
Très bien, Mr. Reuter. Your name is Mr. Reuter, and you are in fact a plombier, a plumber. You are an excellent student.
Au contraire, mon frère, je suis un excellent étudiant. Also, I'm not here for a French lesson. I'm here because someone clogged up the toilets.
Ah, oui, right this way.
For a plumber who speaks your language, call Mr. Reuter.
Looking for the perfect gift? Give the gift of great taste with a Loca Quality Market gift card. Redeemable at any Loca Quality Market or Loca operated restaurant. It's a treat for food lovers. Ready anytime. Grab yours today at loca.ca.
Do you work for a company that wants to reach people who love sports? Or maybe you're looking to hire people who love sports. Sports 1440 partners with dozens of local businesses, connecting with tens of thousands of Edmonton sports fans every day. On the radio, on the listening apps, on YouTube, and on social media. Contact our sales team today to see what Sports 1440 can do for you. Email Gregor at sports1440.ca to get started.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit FountainTire.com today.
The weather doesn't care about your shift or your schedule. Carhartt Rain Defender sweatshirts let you battle back against the ever-changing elements. Carhartt's durable, water-repellent technology lets light rain beat up and roll right off. Layer up and stay on the job longer without getting drenched. Get your Carhartt Rain Defender sweatshirts at all three of our Edmonton job site workwear locations.
Job site workwear, tough different jobs.
Got that feeling? The one that makes you want to roll the windows down and just drive? A puddle! That's not just spring fever, that's a sign that it's time to visit Nisku Ford. They've got the cure for your driving fever with their biggest offers of the year. Get rebates as high as $12,000 on select new models, or drive away with 0% interest. Don't just dream about the open road, own it. Find your cure for spring fever at niskuford.ca. Above expectations.
The Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Can you fit Sports Encyclopedia on a business card?
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
It's the Lowdown on Sports 1440. Wolf GMC Buick is our sponsor. Drop by wolfgmcbuick.com. Check it out. These love songs that the young people are making today is that called you're just a dirtbag baby?
No, teenage dirtbag. Wheatus. That's like early 2000s.
Yeah, oh, no, but it's new to me.
Year 2000.
Yeah.
Year 2000.
Look, it's new to me.
That's a great song. I love that song.
Oh, sorry, that song's a hit. First time
it's a great song.
I love that song. First time I ever went to live music at a bar.
She's calling the guy a dirtbag.
That's a he.
No, he's calling himself a dirtbag.
Yep.
I'm confused. So he's calling himself. Why is he calling himself a
Because he had a
dirtbag?
dream about a girl that wasn't his girlfriend. He's
Oh.
calling himself the teenage dirtbag.
No, it's not.
Oh.
No. It's someone else's girl. It's
Yeah.
someone else's
Oh,
My bad. Stacy's
wow.
mom.
No,
who's actually
you're-
Jesse's girl.
You know a song that I do like.
Her name is Noelle. It's in the song.
I think it's by an artist named York or Bjork. It's called "Call Your Girlfriend" or "Tell Your Girlfriend It's Time to Have the Talk." You know that song?
No.
It's really good. It's a really good song. It's a dance song.
Hey, Teenage Dirtbag, also a dance song.
Okay, so there's no teenage dirtbags here, but if there is one, it's Josh.
I'm the closest to it, for sure. I'm on the right side of 25.
So we played that song in honor of Josh. So I've decided to do this. I do want to talk a little about the NFL. So we're going to go team by team, and we can only have time for like 2 or 3. But Kansas City Chiefs, they brought back Kelsey. They have Kenneth Walker now. How have they done so far? Like, do you like what they've done? Have they, they got themselves a running back? Are they going to have more weaponry? And are they going to be more of a contender than they were? Not that they're a bad team, but are they going to be better this year?
B+. That's what I give.
Okay.
I would agree. Like beer, might say B because they only really had the one splash move. But I will say that might have been the best single move a team made in addressing a need, bringing in a guy who was just Super Bowl MVP. Here's the other thing: if I was the Chiefs, I might go to Travis Kelce and be like, "Hey, man, listen. So your wife's got like $1 billion. How about is the league min cool?" Just nobody kind of agrees to that one.
So that would be collusion, right? Like you can't do that.
But honestly, jokes aside, like this is a little bit of this 1 year, $12 million deal. He got up to $15 million. That's a little bit of we're paying you for what you've done.
Correct.
If they are paying him for what he's going to be this season,
he is a vet man.
Yeah, or like near there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, like he's not going to be on the field for 60% of the game, probably.
So nothing irritated me more last year than the success of the New England Patriots. They have been very active so far this offseason.
2 off seasons in a row.
What kind of grade would you give them, Josh?
That's a good question. I don't actually have a list of all of their things in front of me.
Well, it was
Here, I had it. I can pull it up really quickly. I'm just texting Teenage Dirtbag lyrics back to the listeners. Not a big deal. Yeah, so the New England Patriots, let's bring this one back to
and that
planet
Tracy's girlfriend song is weird too. Anyway, go
Stacey's,
ahead.
Yes, they got
Jesse's girl.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Where's Justin's
Rick
dad?
Romeo
Springfield.
Dobbs.
He was a soap opera star.
Okay. All right.
Elijah Vera Tucker on
Yeah.
the O line. That's a good deal. 3 years, $42 million. Romeo Dobbs. I think it's a little bit of an overpay, but I like Romeo Dobbs
Overpay
as a
for
player.
WR2 for sure.
Yeah, and then Kevin Byard. Like Kevin Byard's a name people are going to be really familiar with. I'm not sure he's quite the safety he was in his prime. But again, like the Elijah Vera Tucker signing is great. Romeo Dobbs, like New England didn't really have a WR1, if you want to say, with Steph Diggs, maybe I guess sure. Like Romeo Dobbs conceivably is going to be that guy, but it's got a little Wan'Dale Robinson to the Titans vibes. Like I do think he's a better player than Wan'Dale Robinson, but it seems kind of in that ilk with the pay grade, with the tier of player. Again, a little bit better. So I don't know. I give them maybe C+, B-.
Okay.
I think like Romeo Dobbs, though, last year I would say he was Jordan Love's security blanket. Every player has one. Every quarterback has one.
Philadelphia, they signed a tight end. Where's my man Goddard?
Dallas Goddard.
Is he a free agent?
Yeah, he's a free agent.
Yeah, he
Oh,
is.
this sucks.
But he
Sorry to hear
hasn't
that.
signed anywhere?
Are they going to bring back Ertz?
Evidently
They
not.
got
He
some
actually signed two tight
Calcaterra.
ends.
Like Ertz was great. I love Goddard. I don't want to change my tight end.
Yeah, I feel that. Dallas Goddard, he's a good player too.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
Dallas Goddard. Now the thing is, the wheels fall off like that. in the
That's true.
NFL. Like,
That's true.
Like people don't even realize it. Like they're good 1 year, and the next year they're just bad. Like that's
No.
how fast it's not even gradual
But
most of the time.
The Jordan Davis signing was good.
Yeah, Jordan Davis signing
Okay.
was great,
Mhm.
and Tariq Woolen. I love Tariq Woolen as a corner.
Oh,
1
you do?
year-
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I was a little worried what they were going to do there. That's good.
Oh, I like Tariq Woolen. He has a tendency to kind of go for the splash play. Like he's the guy who would
so
kind
the-
of sell out to make a big
Okay.
pick rather than play the play as he should. But I still think he's a very good corner.
Okay.
In terms of comparing what they got to what they lost, though,
A wash, maybe?
Yeah.
yeah, sure. C gets degrees.
I think that's fair. Roseman usually, like, he drafts well. So I'm kind of counting on the draft. Rams haven't done that much, right? They got McDuffie.
Okay, well, that's huge, first of all.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember one game last season where Trent McDuffie he had like 4 pass interferences and just got cut. He is a good player, but it's
but every
that
player
game
has a bad
really
game.
sticks out in my mind. I don't even remember who was against. They got Cam Curl as well, and then they re-signed Tyler Higbee.
Yeah.
There are a couple more in there, I think, but those were the 3 that I remember.
Jalen Watson.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, seeing it now, 3-year, $51 million deal.
Yeah,
they're adjusting some needs.
Okay. And what about the Chargers, Connor's team? They like very active. They retained a bunch of guys. They brought in Kolar, Strange, but they don't they shop in a certain area of free agency.
They
Right?
re-sign Khalil Mack, T.R. Tart. It's good. 1 year, 18 fully guaranteed for Khalil Mack.
There's a few 1-year deals this time around.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Is that a kind of a prove it? Like make sure you're.
I think for Khalil Mack, that's probably the way it is because, like Declan was just talking about, Khalil Mack in his career has been really good, but he's getting to the wrong side of his career. Wrong side. He's getting older,
right?
So that's a good value for Khalil Mack, but if he falls off a cliff, that's a problem.
And you got to that's the key to the GM and the coach have to be right on. Like a guy's 29. But he's got a lot of miles on him. You got to get you. It's better to do 1 year too early than 1 year too late.
That was a Belichick-ism. And yeah, I couldn't agree more.
It hurt me when they walked Shady McCoy, though. I would tell you that much. That was a bad day.
It's tough.
What about the Bears?
The Bears.
Bears could be on Max Crosby if he does end up actually leaving the Raiders.
I mean, I like what they said. They got Garrett Bradbury in a trade after their center retired.
You need a center.
They also have Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, they got he was on that Cincinnati team that made the college football playoff back in 2021, I think.
And he also just won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, they got Devin Bush, who I really like as a player.
They're addressing
they're
addressing their defensive needs. Well, also they got a left tackle in Braxton Jones. So that's good. And Case Keenum, shout out.
Montana to Rice says Tarek Woolen is food. What does he mean by that?
He's barbecue chicken. He gets cooked out there, and he does for sure give because he has.
Why
that
am I happy he's here then?
He's got really good speed.
Does he intercept the ball a lot and run
he had
back?
6 in his rookie season.
Okay,
that's pretty tough to do.
Because I don't
players
if you're going to be
out after that.
If you're high danger and
he's high danger.
Okay,
he's high danger. Well, I like Tariq Woolen's game.
The singer Jax released a remake of Jesse's Girl called Jesse's Friend about her boyfriend's creepy friend who's always staring at her. Okay.
I got a fun trivia question for you guys really quickly.
Sure.
The current NHL players by birth year. Could you tell me the year that has the least amount of players on a roster and the year that has the most amount of players on a roster?
Okay. Most would probably be 24. So I'll say 1998.
That you're close. That's second. No, that's third. Sorry, that's
Okay.
third. But you're very close.
Yeah, hold on. So we're talking it's 26, right around the prime. So 2000.
2000. It's actually 96.
Okay.
Oh, I was going to say 97.
96, 68 players.
Okay.
born
And
in
then
that-
the
that's
least.
most, right? That's the most. The least. Yep.
Well, it's got to be some old guy.
2003.
Nope.
No.
Oh, wait, hold on. What year was
No.
Aaron Rodgers born?
No, but it's got to be it's 2025-6 this year, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got to be somebody who started in the league in 1999. So it's got to be somebody who was born in 1980. What's the oldest player?
85.
Was born in 85?
Three
Yeah.
players were born in 85.
So 85.
No, that's tied for second least. 85 and 2007 both have 3. 86 only has 2.
Okay.
Who is it?
No idea. Oh, it doesn't say.
So where are you
Okay.
getting this from? This could be lies.
No, this is from, well, I mean, I guess it could
This
be.
is
It's from
per Twitter?
NHL rosters on Twitter.
Yeah, see?
Oh,
Pirates.
NHL rosters.
Yeah, but
That's my bad.
They're the roster manager for Puckpedia.
When
This
you
is my
said
bad.
about
I thought
when
you
you
said
said
I
about
thought you
Aaron
said
Rodgers,
NFL.
See,
So
I
was like,
clocked that too, and I kind of thought you might be thinking NFL, but
that's
I
my bad.
ladies and gentlemen, there's 4 people on this show. Only one of them listens, and it's not me. I'm just saying, it's out of control.
I heard the N and then L, and I was like, I can't believe I missed what's in the middle. We've been talking about football naturally.
I wonder
is
how
the
many.
NFL.
I wonder how many experts on the brain and what can go wrong with the brain watch this show just for research.
For what?
Yeah. On the way, Declinations, Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
The Jedi return to Rogers Place.
Saturday night, your Edmonton Oil Kings look to trap the Brandon Wheat Kings in Carbonite for the annual Star Wars game. Catch characters on the concourse for out-of-this-world selfies, Calmont Kids food combos for $10 or less. Plus, the Oil Kings will wear special Star Wars-themed jerseys that'll be auctioned and raffled off in support of Sorrentino's Compassion House. The Edmonton Oil Kings Star Wars game.
Saturday at 7. Great seats at Rogers Place start at only $20 at oilkings.ca.
Business owners, if rising electricity costs are cutting into your profits, there's a smarter way forward. Right now, federal clean technology tax credits can cover 30 to over 50% of the cost of a commercial solar system, delivering an immediate return on your investment. And in Edmonton and Sturgeon County, the Commercial Clean Energy Improvement Program offers long-term financing for up to 20 years, making solar more affordable than ever. Lock in lower energy costs for decades and strengthen your bottom line. Visit GreatCanadianSolar.com to get started.
Expand your brand with Fusion Promo Marketing. Fusion is your trusted partner for all things branded merch and apparel. Thousands of products perfect for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. Fusion with a Z. Promomarketing.ca.
What if you could hire motivated, safety-trained youth with no risk and funding to support you? At Careers the Next Generation, we make hiring easy with funded internships across Alberta in trades, IT, forestry, and more. Interns are WCB covered, complete high school accredited safety trained, and arrive ready to contribute from day one. With 42% of RAP students completing their apprenticeship by age 22, you get skilled workers faster. Spots are filling up. Visit careersnextgen.ca today.
NHL Star Sticks are back at McDonald's, and we're celebrating by going bigger.
Make that smaller, way smaller than ever before.
Collect the set and get one of 7 mini sticks with every NHL Star Sticks meal. Featuring McDavid, Matthews, Quinn Hughes, McCarr, Celebrini, Reinhardt, and Montembeau. So get yours while they last. 1 stick per meal purchase. Limited time at participating Canadian restaurants.
Commissioner Allen Auctioneering's Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg Public Unreserved Heavy Truck Auction is this Thursday at 9 a.m. with tandem and single axle trucks, including tractors, decks, dumps, man lifts, plows, vacs, pickers, refuse, and shunt trucks, plus more. Info at maauctions.com.
Why should you drive a Subaru? How about durability, style, and an excellent customer experience from the moment you step into the showroom? And how about accolades, including awards for numerous 2026 Subaru models from both AutoTrader and JD Power? But don't just take my word for it. Take a test drive and you'll see why the Subaru name is recognized and renowned for quality. To learn more, visit Subaru.ca. Welcome to Uncommon. Welcome to Subaru.
Commissioner Allen Auctioneering's 3-day Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg Public Unreserved Equipment Auction is this Friday at 9 a.m. featuring backhoes, dozers, digger derrick, forklifts, man lifts, wheel loaders, skid steers, telehandlers, turf mowers, plus commercial trailers and more. Info at maauctions.com.
The Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Can you fit Sports Encyclopedia on a business card?
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
It's the Lowdown on Sports 1440 at 1:40. Canada playing Cuba. Winner moves on. Canada and Cuba tied at zeros. and it had a great chance in the first inning, did not push past a run past the plate. So they are moving on if they win today. Time for Declinations, presented by Fairway Divorce Solutions. Divorce can be difficult. We can help make the road to a new life easier. Fairwaydivorce.com. And I know the word BAM and the name BAM is going to come up in today's Declinations.
Boy, is it ever. Before we start this, I want to shout out my friend Logan Zarka.
I saw that. It was so good.
3D printed it himself. Thank you, Logan. This is unbelievably kind of you. It looks great.
There's a guy online.
We should all get one.
There's a guy online who calls himself a sports philosopher.
Never call yourself that.
Is it better than a guru? I'm not sure how
I think
this
guru
works.
is better, because philosophy is obviously kind of a little bit more up to interpretation. Guru
Sure.
implies the presence of
give the information,
understanding, and fact. Well, philosophy does too, but guru implies the understanding of knowledge as opposed to pondering thoughts.
And people pursue you, where a philosopher is probably just pushing his own.
You don't think
agenda.
people pursue philosophers?
Mm-hmm.
I think they
never.
prefer.
How many
I
of
think
you guys have read The Republic?
I like to
I've
watch
read Meditations.
I watch Murder, She Wrote. That's what I do. Okay.
Did you watch BAM's 83?
I sure did.
Now, listen, I said this off the top of the show. I want to say it again here. 2 tweets I saw that I thought really kind of encompassed things very well. First one, trying to discredit an 83-point performance in the NBA is crazy. More beef that people aren't watching sports for the love anymore. They watch to critique. Another one said, if you see someone scored 83 points in an NBA game and your first instinct is to try and make fun of the manner in which they did it, you're an effing loser. And I couldn't agree more. People have been, first of all, 80, this is historic. This is incredible. Bam is one of the most ethical hoopers out there. He never foul baits. He never chases whistles. He plays hard. He plays the game the right way. He'll play through injury. He's a guy who just does himself up by his bootstraps, goes to work every day, works hard, and that's kind of how he's built his player profile and built his career. People want to talk about the ethics of it and the fact that he was shooting 43 free throws. First of all, I'll send you the video of all the fouls because every foul was more than valid, but he was fouled 20 times. If you don't want him shooting 43 free throws, don't foul him 20 times. People the Kobe comparisons are going to get brought up because the manner in which Kobe did it, the manner in which Bam did it here. Kobe, in his 81-point game, they were up 17 with 4 points left. He stayed in. He scored 10 more points. He took 13 of the team's last 17 shots. No one on his team took a shot in the last 7 minutes, and his last 7 points were all free throws. In Wilt's 100-point game, no footage of it exists. We're not really sure if it happened. But
it happened.
The reports are that they were just letting the Knicks score. They were just letting them score so they could get the ball back and feed it to Wilt. The Knicks were also, fouling off-ball players so they wouldn't let Wilt get shots up, things like that. And Brian Scalabrine, he made a great point. He said they were doing things to stop Bam from getting the record. So why wouldn't Coach Spo, why wouldn't he do things to help him get the record?
Right.
And and I also said this in the opening segment, if I'm playing rec league basketball with my friend and he has 75, I am giving him the ball every time to make sure he gets to 81 or 82 or 83, whatever it is.
Here's the only question. Is 83 a big number?
It is a huge number.
Yeah. So congratulations to Bam.
It's literally been done once ever. Maybe not even because we've never seen the video. It's literally been done once ever. It is beyond historic. And then, people were throwing
So do you believe in the moon landing?
People were throwing out the Wizards and stuff. Your favorite player played the Wizards. He didn't have 83 points. That team Kobe dropped 81 against, they finished the Raptors 27 and 55. I think the Knicks that year were 29 and 51. So it's not like these guys were doing it against the, 62 Celtics or the 06 Spurs or something like that. I know that he won the title that year. But my point is, this was historic. The first instinct should not be how can we drag this down and talk about it being unethical hoops.
I'm just disappointed in
appreciating
people.
what it is.
Yeah, I'm disappointed that people, because he's not a super duper star.
Yeah.
They're saying, well, this doesn't count.
And by the way, points scored in the fourth quarter of their historic games, which were all blowouts. Wilt was 31, Kobe was 28, Bam was 21. Okay. So he wasn't, quite chasing. He had 62 going into the third quarter in 31 minutes. Oh. He wasn't chasing this he was, don't get me wrong, but he wasn't chasing this kind of to the degree some people are making it up to be. And again, it just comes back to this is literally, it's been done once. I was going to say, I'm struggling to not say it's literally never been done because it has been done once, but you could have picked 100 players in the NBA who you thought would have done this and no one would have picked Bam Adebayo. And another funny thing is there had actually never been a duo to score 100 points that didn't include Wilt scoring his 100-point game. It has now happened. It was Simone Fontecchio and Bam Adebayo. That is the duo to now combine for 100 points. It was historic. everyone will remember where they were on March 10th. It shall be held up in the rafters, and it should be held up in the rafters.
Huge credit to Spo too. Declan, you pointed it out, but it's like, yeah, he just let him go for it. They were drawing things up that like basically didn't want the ball in anyone else's hands because the Wizards were just going to foul those guys rather than Bam. He was the just like the screen grabs from the game of him having 3 guys group hugging him basically.
I'm looking at it right now.
It's so funny. It's so
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, right?
That's awesome.
Like,
is that on camera?
Yeah, it is on camera. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, I just think if you can't enjoy that, then I don't know why you would watch sports.
Exactly.
It's a great story.
What it is.
We watch to
And
see
the fact
amazing things and records be broken.
Right. And the fact that it's not, like the top player in the league means that he had a great night. And how old is he?
29.
Yeah. So this is a career highlight. Well, why don't we enjoy that?
83 points.
Right behind finding out he's having a child with Asia Wilson.
Yeah. So I don't understand. It's like there's a part of people that doesn't, like to see other people succeed. Maybe, I don't know. John Candy was interviewed years ago about being famous. He's from a Hamilton area. And somebody said to him, what's it like with, when you go back to the hometown? He goes, well, half the people are, really happy to see me. And the other half are, how dare you? And I do think there is a thing where people, like, in this case, I think it's like, number one, I think people are mad because Kobe's record is broken.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, they don't like the guy doing it because he's not on their team or he's not their favorite guy, or they're not the guy that they thought would do it.
Yeah, no. And do you know how hard it is for a big man to have 50 or 43 free throw attempts in a game? Guys who are taller never get called for fouls on them because everything on them's a foul. They're taller than everybody. Like they have to get fouled when they're going up basically to try and stop them.
There are people who couldn't score 83 points in their driveway who are getting upset about this. Like, it is such an incredible historic benchmark.
If I spent a year trying to score 83 points, I might not do it in my driveway.
That's 48 minutes.
That's a very honest, humbling sentiment, and I appreciate it because it makes this all the more impressive.
Yeah. I have something non-NBA to talk about. I want to make sure you're done.
Josh, I think
I do have a question for you, Deck. What do you think the most points scored? This is via my godfather who wanted me to ask this question. Who do you think
is
scored
this Sacamano?
Yeah, Sacamano. He said, so what's the most points anyone scored in an NBA game that was like truly legitimately important, like playoffs on the line, something on the line?
The first one that comes to mind is Jordan's 63-point game against the Celtics, which they lost.
Mm-hmm. Well,
what were the circumstances around David Robinson's 71?
He needed I forget how many points, but that was for him to get the scoring title, I believe. And it also cemented him as because I went back and looked at that one. That was the first one that came to mind. But he wasn't playing for playoff position. They were already a game ahead of the Jazz. So maybe they needed to win that game because it was literally the last day of the NBA season. So unless the Jazz were playing also that night, they were already cemented as the 4 seed and had home court.
You know what it honestly might be? Honestly, and you guys are probably going to get mad at me for this.
Dame's 61.
I was going to say Jimmy's 56 in Game 5 versus Milwaukee.
Interesting. Because I landed on the Dame 61 where he had that shot go off the back of the rim and it goes up and then it goes in. And I believe that was for them to make the playoffs. They go to overtime. They win it.
All right. I want to talk about this if we may.
Sure.
Are you guys done?
I think I'm good.
So I said the other day, we got into a conversation. It was 5:20 and it went out as a 5-minute and 20-second vignette on Twitter. I said the other day that they're not going to give Evan Bouchard the Norris Trophy, and they're never going to give it to him. We have news today, NHL.com writers poll. Colorado's Cale Makar edged Zach Werenski 70-69 in the Norris Trophy spot. Quinn Hughes had 33 points. Evan Bouchard had 19 poll points. Look, it's a bias thing. They're not going to give it to Evan Bouchard ever.
I don't like that certainty in your voice.
I'm telling you, it's a bias.
We're midway through March. Like, it's not going to happen this season.
It's not. And it's not going to happen next season either because Makar looks better on the ice.
He's not my Norris
skates
winner either.
fast.
He's not
It's
my
okay.
Norris winner.
I know you have
It's gotta be
Werenski, but the difference between Werenski and Makar is 70-69. In fairness, Bouchard should be right there. He's not going to win. He's not even close. They're not thinking about him. And that's my point.
I wouldn't say he's
going to have to
not
win 2 or 3
close.
Stanleys, and then maybe they do it. But by that time, he'll be 32, and it's not going to happen. Evan Bouchard's not going to win a Norris Trophy.
I think you're probably right.
There's a bias. I think he should, but there's a bias.
I think you're probably right.
And
I think the certainty with which you say never, ever, ever, ever is a little overstated.
The buzz and the build around Makar as a young player was totally different than Bouchard.
What was Erik Karlsson's plus minus that year? He won it with
It was
like
minus a
100 points.
bazillion.
Yeah, right?
Again, there was more buzz about him. He had some success early on. Makar is always going to be more famous than Bouchard. So people go, well, if we're going to give it to a puck mover, we'll give it to Makar.
I mean, I also think Makar's the better player. Don't get me wrong. And
I
do
understand
think-
that, but
yeah.
that's why I'm saying that. But the bias is built in. He'd have to win 2 Stanley Cups in a row and then have a 100-point season. Then they'd have to give it to him, and even then, it would be close. The Bouchard is.
I mean, you don't win it until you win it.
Okay, but how
Like,
exciting is
maybe.
Makar with the puck on his stick?
He's awesome.
And
awesome.
meanwhile, Bouchard's more like that kid on with Foghorn Leghorn with the big head and the giant brain and the slide roll.
Romeo Dobbs?
Yeah, Bouchard is passing the puck and he's making plays and he's sliding down, but he doesn't have end-to-end rushes per se.
I guess the one thing I would say, kind of in agreement with your point, but from an opposite end of it, is that I do think while the Norris, we would agree, is mostly an offensive defenseman award, like 95%. I do think there is some element of them factoring in that they are still defensemen and that the glaring errors that are there with Bouchard aren't with the other guys. So I do think that takes away from him a little bit, which is a point you've made.
Right. The eye test favors Makar.
But I think it can be overcome with the right results.
But also, like, really, really, really quickly, at the beginning of the year, everyone was saying, Bouchard, you're a vet now. You can't be making this egregious mistakes that you have.
And he did early on.
And he was making those. But he's worked past that. And obviously he still makes mistakes, but it's not to the same degree.
They've
And I
already
think
made up their mind, though.
If next year, if he doesn't have such a disastrous start to his season, I think the conversation could be a little bit different, especially because Makar, the way he left Nuge wide open on Nugent Hopkins' second goal, like, I mean, everybody makes mistakes and you can't just like.
Spoken like a true homer.
If Evan Bouchard wins a Norris Trophy during my lifetime, I will eat that nameplate thing your friend made you.
No, because I want that, but he'll make another one for you to
That's a
eat.
bad deal.
Well, I'll have to cook it in something.
I will slather it
soften
in
it up.
butter and sugar myself.
I think a better thing for this is if Evan Bouchard ever wins a Norris in your lifetime, you have to have all 3 of us over to your house.
No, that's not going to happen.
Well, great, because you say Bouch is never going to win a Norris. So there you go.
Put a % chance on it.
A Bouchard?
Yeah.
10.
That's higher than I thought you'd go.
And that's if he wins a couple of Stanleys. They're going to say, well, he plays with McDavid. He doesn't look excited. Did you see the mistake he made 2 years ago?
You know what's funny? I know the show's over. I honestly think his constant look of bewilderment is people factor that in.
People can't help how they look, but nobody cares about that. You said, you know what's funny? The show is over. You said that. So it's funny the show is over? How is this show being over funny to you?
Like a clown?
Like a clown?
It amuses you. It makes you laugh.
Thanks for tuning into the Lowdown. Jason Krueger is next. Please enjoy your day.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Brought to you by Sean Cunningham of Remax Real Estate. Get the home team advantage for your next move in the Edmonton area. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, call or text Sean directly at 780-265-0165. Light night in the NHL with only 2 games. Montreal takes on the Sens at Canadian Tire Center at 5:30. Flyers host the Capitals. 6 games in the association. Raptors are in New Orleans. Tip-off at 6. Jazz host the Knicks. Charlotte is on the road in Sacramento. Rockets take on the Nuggets. Minnesota and Clippers have the nightcap. In the World Baseball Classic, Canada and Cuba are currently scoreless in the top of the third. In the NFL offseason, the Colts and quarterback Daniel Jones reached an agreement on a 2-year, $88 million contract with $50 million guaranteed at signing. The 49ers are releasing wide receiver Brandon Ayuk. In the WHL, Oil Kings have won 6-1 over Wenatchee at Rogers Place. In the AJ, Bonnyville is in Fort Mac. Puck drop at 7. And in the PWHL, the Fleet are on a second half of a back-to-back in Seattle. Next on Sports 1440, The Jason Krueger Show. I'm Mackenzie, and that's your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in